Hello, my most amazing artist. Today we're going to learn about Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol was known as a pop art artist and was called the Prince of Pop. This was because he loved to create artwork based on popular icons such as soup cans, famous individuals, or even something as simple as flowers. So he sold many of his paintings and found that he couldn't make them fast enough, so he began using a technique called a photo silkscreen. And we're going to use some printing to create our art today as well. So let's get started. So for today's lesson, you will want to have a few materials handy. I'm going to show you some options in case not all of them are available to you. So colorful construction paper, some craft paint, a pepper, believe it or not, cut in half. This is what my pepper looks like. If you don't have that, no worries. You can use a plastic baggie and we'll create our own stencil, a paintbrush, scissors, a glue stick, and a black marker, especially if you're using the plastic baggie technique. Okay, so here's an example of an Andy Warhol hibiscus art piece. And you can see that he would use this printing technique and he would often incorporate multiple, that means more than one of the same print. So you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 hibiscus flowers, and the same with this one here. And that is what we're going to do today. So to start, we're going to create our background. And the background is going to be the portion of the art piece that your hibiscus flowers are going to be composed upon. So in order to create your background, you're going to want to use either craft paint, or if you don't have that handy, you can simply use crayon. And you can choose anything that looks good against black. So you could choose something like white, and we're going to create lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of lines or flower stems. The other color that you might want to choose for this project will be green, would also be a really great complement. You can do lots and lots of lines, either using a crayon, chalk, or you can also use an old credit card or a piece of cardboard, and you can stamp your designs using those techniques. In fact, that's kind of a fun thing to try if you haven't ever done so. So you can see I'm using a little bit of both, the green and the white, stamping it so that it creates a patterned background. Once you think you have your background completed, you can set that aside and get to work on your hibiscus flowers. Now for this one, I mentioned having some colorful construction paper. So I have a piece of blue, I have yellow, whatever color you have available is completely fine. So I'm going to show you a couple of different techniques for this particular part of the project. So I mentioned having a pepper, and the pepper has that unique shape that is kind of similar to the hibiscus flower, and it makes a great stamp. So you can do a couple of different things. If you have a pepper, no paint, you can use marker to color the edge of your pepper and stamp. If you have a pepper and some craft paint, you can simply use that, paint the edge, and stamp as such. Press down firmly and lift up. And you can see that beautiful hibiscus design. So that is one way to create your flower shape. Now you might say, I don't happen to have a pepper handy. You can still make this project work. Another technique you can use is you can use a plastic baggie. And all you have to do is create your own hibiscus design, place your baggie on top, get a black marker, make sure it's not permanent. You don't want a permanent marker because it won't lift off. I'm just simply tracing my hibiscus flower, including that center. And when you're ready, you can see I have the design. Flip your bag over and firmly press on each part without wiggling your, in fact, if you have access to a card or a piece of cardboard that you can firmly press against, it will be helpful to get all of your print on there. You can actually see when it comes off, ta-da, there's my print. Not quite as dark as the paint, but you can still get it to work. So now I'm just going to retrace again. And flip one more time. Firmly press, or as I mentioned, use that card and lift off. And there's my second print. So it's a clever way to create prints without having to use anything that you probably don't even have at home. So now here you notice there's a little center part of the flower missing, so I can add those in. Once I'm happy with that, I can let them dry. So these prints will need to dry a little bit longer. So I will cut the other prints out while I'm waiting for those. Make sure not to cut off any of that beautiful printed black line that you just created. So there I go. There's one, there's two. And once your background is completely dry, you simply add glue on the back and create your arrangement. So now I'm thinking you can mix colors. If you wanted to do 2 blue and 2 orange, you could definitely do that. It's really up to you how you decide you want to compose with color your arrangement. So I hope you enjoyed making Andy Warhol style pop art today, and I'll see you next time.